Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Next Level Play podcast.
Your best source for all things gaming, but also a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, like movies, I think, in particular
like
today.
Movies and like esports, pop culture, video games.
Yeah, I can't go any higher register than that. There you go. One more.
Internet stuff, all the good things.
Yes, the zeitgeist, if you will. I'm leaning into that.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Because it's a fun word.
It is a fun word.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. We have a wonderful guest host.
I think the most wonderful guest host of all.
If you do say
personally.
so yourself.
I'm not biased at all.
Not biased at all.
Genuinely. I think you'll love her too. Regardless, the future of esports, gaming, pop culture, etc. is right here.
Right now.
Next Level Play.
You might notice that there is one more person in between Marcus. I know you might not have noticed at first, but now you certainly must.
And she's so beautiful.
And she's so beautiful. Can we introduce our third host for this episode?
I would like to do so.
You'd like to introduce? Okay,
Yeah.
Marcus, why don't you introduce?
I want her to introduce herself, but this, as someone I've hyped, I think, a few times on the podcast, and I'm very thankful for her to be here, genuinely. It's my girlfriend, Jamie.
Yay!
Jamie Pohs. Jamie, do you mind putting you on the spot, saying a little bit about yourself?
My name is Jamie Pohs. I am an actor in the city, predominantly film and TV. I also do a lot of stand-in and photo double work, which we can talk about what that means. I'm a SAG
And we will.
actor. I also work on a farm with chickens, goats, pigs, all of that.
All good judges of character. We hyped it a little bit. The previous episode we had, which if you haven't seen yet,
Get on it.
you should check on.
You mentioned
We
some
talked
names.
about the industry, like just I mention you pretty much every episode, which again, they don't think you exist, but
But you've proven them wrong.
I don't know how. Believe me, I'm as confused as you are. But regardless, we talked about the industry and we talked about working in New York and chasing your dreams as an artist. And
Yeah.
I think you're the epitome of that. Just to kind of set the scene, there's definitely a push, especially.
Set the scene. Where are we?
I was going to say.
Yeah.
And what's my justification?
Well,
What's my intent?
your motivation, if you
what's
will.
my motivation?
Well, if you built your given circumstances.
Ooh.
Yeah, now we're I'm going real deep cut for
Acting is
Stanislavski
reacting.
scholars out there. Yeah, well, that's Meisner.
That's
now.
Meisner.
Yeah, let me get
I'm
a little
listening.
method though and get more into the
Yes,
mode.
and.
Yes, and.
No, but it really though, I mean, there's been a push, as I think everyone's seen who's on the internet, of like short form stuff. Obviously, the advent of TikTok, where everything and vertical
I was
shorts.
going to say even vertical
Oh,
film.
yes.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
like
yes.
that's
The soap opera of today, if you will.
I mean, we're
Yes.
already building, topics here, but that's kind of, to me, vertical shorts are the big studios
Let's
being
come back to that.
Let's capitalize on the short form stuff. But, TikTok, the fact that everyone has a full on studio in their pocket where they can make short form content
Yeah.
is like the big thing where, I got it. When I first started watching YouTube, remember when there was a cap on like 15 minutes
Yes.
type of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah. At first it was like whatever, and you got grandfathered in to like making a video longer than 15 minutes, but that was the cap. But now it's like 60-second shorts that can be played on your phone. That's what gets the push. That's what gets the play.
And that play automatically, even if you're not
Yes.
scrolling, like the next one will come up, and then
Yeah.
the next one will come up. Yeah.
So it's the trend of like attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Feature films were all the rage,
Yeah.
and then it kind of peaked in the 50s with those big 3-hour epics, really going back to the late 30s. Gone with the Wind had an intermission, which is still part of like the DVD.
yeah,
you
and
know?
Seven Samurai. I mean, a
Yeah,
very
all
famous
of them.
film.
Yeah, Lawrence of Arabia.
Like 3.5 hours long with
Ben-Hur.
an intermission.
For sure. I mean, these were events where you spent your whole day going to the theater and
Yeah.
you went out
Well,
during the intermission and got more popcorn.
You just said the word that I
That's
think
exactly the point. Yeah,
is
I
the
was gonna
difference.
make.
When I'm home and like this is, it's my fault, I know. When I'm watching a film at home and I'm streaming it, a movie I really want to see, it is so easy to become distracted. Let me pause it and go to the bathroom. Oh, I'm on my
Sure.
phone, I'm checking I'm going to make
Sure.
some more tea. Like there's so many things that don't happen in a theater
Yeah.
when you're supposed to be fully immersed. When you're in the theater, you don't want to go to the bathroom. You're
Yeah.
you're like holding it in because you're like, I don't want to miss anything.
I'm like, I paid for this.
Yeah.
And that's part of like the point.
Yeah,
I
also I paid $30 for this
Yeah.
ticket.
You
so.
know, films got a little more streamlined, got a little more independent, got a little more 90 minutes like in the 70s, which is my favorite decade of film. And then you had your golden era of TV in like the late 90s and the aughts, right, where things became more short form. And then you got your YouTubes where everything was like a 10-minute video, and then you got your shorts with the TikToks and blah 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 blah, and China influence and the young generation. I'm just teasing, by the way. But like, I at the end of the day, the question was, are feature films going on the way out?
Cinema, is
No, I don't think they are. And because for me, I've always preferred film over TV because I prefer something that has a vision, a beginning, middle, and an end versus a TV show, especially, which is like just keeping you hooked on and like, oh, you got to wait for the cliffhanger of the next episode. And then the next season, like, nah, you got to wait 9 months to see if like who shot Mr. Burns and all that stuff. But the feature film, to me, personally, as someone who's like, medium and artistic language is film, is a unified vision that is whole, that has a beginning, middle, and an end. And you can't do that in 15 seconds with a YouTube short.
No.
But you can do that with a feature film. You can do that with a short film as well, but feature films are a little more worth your time type of situation. I think they still exist. I think the bigger question is, are cinemas dead?
Well, yeah, so
you
what
know,
I was gonna
it's
say.
like the social experience of going to the theater and seeing those epics. I think that's long gone, and I'm fine with that because home theaters now can compete with those, theaters
no,
of the 50s.
exactly.
That's my whole point.
And also, if you're paying for multiple streaming services, even that alone compared to the price of like going to the movie theater 4 times a month, theater tickets are expensive now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to buy the popcorn. You want to like
I was
have
gonna say there's additional costs on even getting to a theater, whether you're in the city,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
pay for
Driving.
the subway, whether you're driving and things like that.
and if you have a family, like
there's
getting
multiple-
popcorn and
I was
snacks for
actually
your whole
watching.
family,
This
yeah.
is speaking of like social media. I was watching someone's Instagram stories, and she was just saying like she brought her all 3 of her kids and stuff, and she was like, "All right, this is your Christmas present because this plus all your snacks is like a $120 bucks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Merry Christmas."
Did your parents, this was maybe like, early 2000s, 90s mom instincts, but like she had this green polka dot bag, and every time we went to the movie theater,
stuff it?
she would make
Oh.
popcorn at home, put it in Ziploc bags, like for us, individual for the kids. Then she would take like the Halloween candy and like all this stuff from the cabinets, just dump it in the bag, and then we would just walk into the theater, maybe get a soda, maybe.
See, my family didn't do that because they drilled it. I don't know if this was just my dad trying to psych me out, but drilled it in my head that I would get in serious trouble if I snuck things. And it wasn't until I was a teenager and I was like, I'm going to sneak stuff in. But as a kid, I was convinced like I would get caught and in real trouble if
go
I
to
snuck things.
jail.
Like, when
Oh.
your parents told you if you turned a light on in the car,
Yes.
like you could not drive with a light on in the car.
Yeah.
This was the same level
Or
of,
if you go to bed with wet hair, you'll wake up like blind or sick or something.
I was like convinced I would get arrested if
Yeah.
I snuck food into the theater.
My
They would
dumbass
sniff it out.
didn't
they had
have
dogs.
I didn't have any sense of subtlety. So literally, while I was in the line, like at the concessions counter /
Marcus,
ticket
like-
center, no, I was like, "Mom, can I have my Mike and Ike's now?" And she was like, "Shut the fuck up, shut up." And then,
We don't
sure
have
enough,
any,
literally
son.
during the trailers, the flashlight came through. They targeted me, took my little Mike and Ike's away from me.
Because they didn't sell them at the theater.
Yeah, and because they wanted me to go to the concessions.
They did
It's bullshit.
skip them out.
No,
You wouldn't steal a car.
I don't know if I should blame the theater or the underpaid, high school worker that was doing
Of
too much.
course.
Who because I know
Excuse me, sir.
it was that exact situation, and I
Yeah.
felt horrible. It ruined War of the Worlds.
Oh no!
with Tom Cruise
Not the
for
Tom
me.
Cruise War of the
Yeah,
World.
yeah.
Do you have a little Marcus getting his Mike and Ike's?
And your
taken from
mom
me?
just being like,
Really?
"Yeah, you fucked
She
yourself."
was. She literally was like, "Well, you shouldn't have said anything."
That really breaks my heart.
No, it fucking killed me. Yeah. No, it was the same. I went and her mom, I went with my grandma. We were in Washington, D.C. It was like a grandma, like grandson. Rest in peace, grandma. You're awesome. But I was literally in line and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take the senior ticket and the under 12 ticket." And I was like, Grandma, I'm 13.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
No, I have no
Marcus.
common sense as a kid. And she literally turned to me, will you be quiet?
Will you,
I was like,
will you shut up?
I had no sense. I still have no social sense at this point, but like,
So
oh my
funny.
God, I was a dumb fucking shit is
but,
what I was.
But I
Still am.
hear what you guys are saying. I mean, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And like, I don't think cinema's gone, but I think it's in this time of transition where like something's got to give. Like
Yeah.
the streaming services aren't necessarily like the solution, because also and I'm not even like a gearhead, cinema head like some people are, but the quality is dog shit. The darks, like the blacks within like the color grading on streaming services, it all gets crunched. So like on a big screen, those dark black, moments, the contrast, they look dark and black and shadowy. On streaming services, it'll look pixelated. Even though it's 1080p, 4K, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's like we don't have the technology at this time
Really?
to properly it's like
Color grading makes or breaks a movie.
For sure.
it's also like Spotify. Like Spotify, there was something with the loudness wars of music when music went to streaming on like iTunes and Spotify and things. And basically, when you make an album, you mix it and you master it so that everything, mastering is like the entire album, so that everything sounds cohesive. All the levels are similar, so one song isn't like, whoa, and then you have to turn down the next song. When it came...
Sound mixing is still an Oscar.
Sound mixing is still an Oscar.
Yeah.
When it went to streaming, though, music streaming, there became this thing called the loudness wars, where everybody was trying to pump their loudness louder than other people, because streaming services were like capping like the max volume of things. And even still, like when it goes to Spotify and things, when you're not getting it from the source on physical media or like Bandcamp where you can download the album itself, they crunch everything. So what you're listening to on Spotify, and then if you were to buy the album and listen to the album, like there is a audible difference. There's instruments you cannot hear on Spotify.
I guess, no,
and then you listen to the album and you're like, wow, I did not hear those certain
Yeah.
drums on this track. I just like couldn't hear
It's
them.
like same as
Yeah.
when like I have my record player. And
Yes,
it's the same.
totally.
Yeah, it's when I've listened on vinyl.
And it's funny you say that, because I was going to make the exact opposite take. And it's
Whoa.
interesting hearing that, because you say you're not like
What were you gonna hot
I
take?
get to see this live.
Well, it's not. I don't even think it's that hot of a take. But you say you're not like a gearhead, not like a tech whiz. We know if you've seen any episode of the podcast, I'll take an 8-bit video game and prefer it over some PS5 classic. Just like if the
AAA.
gameplay is there,
Yeah.
Because like I'm all about like just the core experience, and I feel like to me, because I'm a dumb, blind as a bad person. I won't swear because,
I was kidding.
want to be nice.
Say what you
But
want to
no,
say.
We swear a lot on
Say
this
what you
show.
wanna say,
I swear a lot.
I've personally not had an experience where a theater is like blown me away by the tech compared to like the home video, because I was talking earlier about like 50s epics, 10 Commandments, Ben-Hur, like in the 50s. When you compare it to what the alternative was of like a 16-inch grainy television off of satellite where
Yeah.
you're crowding around and like trying to watch Walter Cronkite, who I don't even know if he was the anchor at that time. Like it just doesn't compare. The theater experience was so far beyond the home theater experience, even the home projection experience. Like it just didn't compare. Whereas now you have these home theaters where, like, what does the theater have to offer? And we're already paying these like streaming service prices, and it's like you have these amazing HD televisions, and also on top of that, unless you're Quentin Tarantino putting out Hateful Eight on 70 millimeter, which even I'm sorry, I watched it in 70 millimeter because I respect film. I couldn't tell the difference. Most theaters
people
nowadays.
can't tell the difference.
Not only that, but most theaters now have a digital projector where you're basically, it's the same thing that you're getting on streaming services.
Yeah, it's not.
So like what really are you
But-
getting other than hearing the ADR,
But
ASMR, excuse me, of like someone crunching their popcorn next to you as you're trying to watch a movie?
there is a difference, though. I've seen like side-by-side comparisons, what you said with color grading and stuff. Even the digital copy of 70 millimeter is the digital copy of the original 70 millimeter.
Sure.
They're taking the copy of the film strip.
Yeah.
When it goes to streaming, like they kind of, in a sense, like lose control over how much changes. So like on streaming service compared to 70 millimeter, compared to a Blu-ray version, somebody posted pictures of Dune, the first Dune movie.
Sure.
And it's like a still of Oscar Isaac. And in like the 70 millimeter, it looks contrasty and, you know, like cinematic, like what you would see at a theater. And then the streaming service one was like kind of desaturated and like kind of greenish bluish. And
Right.
it just looked wrong. It's and exactly.
Yeah.
It's compression. They compress it to make it so that you can stream it through the
Yeah.
cloud and through their services. So like, but again, this is me just saying like, I've seen these things and it's very interesting to me. Do I really, really care?
That's the thing.
I got a
It's-
couple of points.
Please.
By all means.
No, please.
Yes, Jamie.
I got a couple lined up. One, in terms of color grading or on film or different things like that. I saw Little Women on
Great movie.
the newest version that came out with
Definitely something you need to see. Like
with like
projected
with
for big
Florence
screen.
Pugh.
Beautiful. Oh, so good.
No,
Saoirse
but
Ronan?
No, I'm being facetious, but yes.
no, truly, I saw it on
Yeah.
like classic film instead of digital in theaters, and there was a striking difference
Yeah.
to the experience of it. And I don't know if it's just because of the type of film that it was, you know, it's the classic of it, but there was a noticeable difference to how, and I watched that film again at home, streaming. I saw it in theaters, digital as well, and there was a striking difference. But
Fair.
I think in terms of what does theater have to offer over, say, my home experience or watching something like at home with you?
Yeah.
I think the key here is, in terms of actual tech, maybe not much. But I think what's key is community, is the communal
Yeah.
aspect of watching film with people.
Sure.
You have, obviously this is sort of a died out experience. We don't do this anymore, but things like midnight showings.
Yeah.
Did I go to midnight showings of like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
You were lined up
Yeah.
down the block.
At 9
Dressed up.
p.m.
Yes,
dressed
dressed
as
up.
Harry Potter?
Oh my!
Yes,
I
yes,
remember.
I did.
I did that
Do
too.
we not necessarily talk about Harry Potter anymore?
No.
Yes,
We've talked
but-
about it.
Yeah, but did I do that? Yes.
It was
Yes,
a
I
different
did.
time.
And that was like a huge thing that was huge, and that was an exclusively theater experience.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that with you at midnight. No offense, you
Me
know.
personally.
I'm tired.
Like, and so that's something that's exclusive to the theater experience.
I
And I
agree.
think that's something that if you want to bring back a theater experience,
Yeah.
that's sort of the experiences. I know, in a way, theaters are trying to do that with like showing all of the Lord of the Rings movies in a row, or even
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
tried to do it
They're
with
trying.
the Wicked movies,
Yeah.
both in a row. And then I think the key question also here is, not is film the art dying out, but again is the theater experience.
Yeah.
Because no, I don't think films are going to, as an art form, are
Yeah.
truly ever going to die out. People need escapism. People need art as much as you want to say they don't, or say it's a frivolous thing. You need art. You need escapism. People need that. And I think what needs again to be tweaked is original content, or how it's coming out, and that people say, I want original content. I want new things, but then they don't go see it. They don't go support it.
Yes.
Whereas Wicked has
A story
gone off.
told many times. and-
Is a story that has been told and it's just been retold, and that's what's been wildly successful.
And
Yeah.
local theater companies are like,
Exactly. Whereas you got
Yeah.
other stories that were one battle after another.
well, yeah, we're going
Yeah.
to talk about that in a bit. Yeah,
we
which
just
is-
saw, which is a new story in a,
I'm with you, and that's kind of the shame of it all.
which didn't
Which
do
we'll get to
well.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or although I have been saying Hamnet, people.
Oh yeah, I still need to see that. Did you see
apparently-
it?
I haven't seen it yet, but apparently that was incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
But,
how could you go wrong with that cast?
Again, I think there's so many movies that have come out recently
Sure. Yeah.
that are proving that the art of creating a film and telling a story is not dying out.
Yeah. And,
but
and I think, I mean, what you guys said before, like 100%, the 6-second content is so prevalent and so popular.
Yeah.
And like, I think Conor O'Malley had this bit on Conan, or I forget what late night show, but he was like, he just said it. He was like, yeah, he was like, have you been watching any TV? And Conor O'Malley's like, yeah, I've been watching Billions on YouTube Shorts.
I saw that.
And he was like, sorry, it was Seth Meyers. And he was like,
Yeah.
sorry, what do you mean? And he's like, YouTube Shorts. I'm watching it in YouTube Shorts. He's like in 6-second increments.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm like through the second season. And I'm just like,
It's
he's
so true.
pointing fun, and poking fun at like, that is how people take in content. But I think
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I don't think cinema is dying, and I think there's a time and a place, like, similar to, do you enjoy reading novels? Do you enjoy reading poetry? Do you enjoy reading a haiku? Like, sometimes
Right.
you
Yes,
just
I
want a little snippet.
Yeah.
The people yearn for the art.
People yearn for a haiku, for a YouTube short.
Yeah.
Not to compare haikus directly to that, but in a sense, it's like, you know, it's not every day you're like, I'm gonna start another book. Like,
Right.
sure, maybe you're not gonna watch a feature film for 365 days of the year, but there is a time and a place for it, and I don't think that there will ever be a time in storytelling, in media storytelling, where people reject film.
Well, because it's perfect. I mean, to me, I literally built my whole life around the language of filmmaking, in particular, a feature film. And we can use that term loosely, even to short film. Like, we can go back to like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'll count, as long as it's a contained story. Obviously, we go up to like 3.5, 4, 5 hours too, as well. But like, you know, the nice middle ground is the 90 minutes, 2.5 hour, like little middle ground. You know, as long as it's a contained story, beginning, middle, and end, like that is the right way to tell that story in that language. Which is, again, like, film to me is the ultimate collaboration. You have so many people working. You have actors, a director to unify the vision. You have set design. It's theater elevated with editing, because editing is really the key of what makes filmmaking amazing and makes it magic is through editing. And I have so much respect to all editors out there because I don't have the patience for it. I'm just a lowly actor, but like you're taking a play with amazing production and amazing like a story. You're making magic on stage with little tricks.
But meant to be seen, not meant to be performed on stage, because that's also a very different thing. Like, you're just meant to experience it by watching it.
Yeah.
It'll never change.
Exactly.
It's always going to live as it is.
Theater is amazing in itself, but like movies, you're able to pause it, flip the perspective, add a special effect, add music to it in a certain way that can
Jump cut.
And there's so much more that can be done.
Analyze the same moment over and over and over.
Yes.
Again, with theater, that moment's going to change every night.
Theater is magic too.
You get a close up, and you get to see the micro, movement.
Again, and it's the same every time.
Theater is magic too, and I mean it's been around for 3,500 years. It's a different magic, but film is like has elevated it in my perspective, and I say this as a theater major, terrible theater major, and we'll talk about Shakespeare later. But like, it's really elevated it so much to where it's like really brought the technology in the modern day to really make it magic, where you can really tell a story that you're intending with the close-ups you're talking about, with the editing. Like, it's incredible what you can do with filmmaking. And yes, you can call those little TikToks, those 6-second YouTube shorts, filmmaking, because it is and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I think our argument, I feel like we're all aligned, and I'm sure our comment section is going to disagree here. It's not so much, I don't think that type of storytelling is dying. It's just whether or not we need a multiplex of 12 screens to have 12 screens to show like a Marvel movie on 10 of those screens. Yeah, I think we're at the point where maybe big old theater complexes are no longer practical. And I think that's okay, because we have that in our homes and in our pockets, frankly.
Jamie brought up something interesting about original content, and I want to touch on that with like One Battle After Another and films of the like. Do you, and I think so, do you think that sort of these bigger producers and production companies that are playing it safe by telling sequels, prequels, repetitive stories that have been done before, remakes, really safe and like commercially viable films and franchising, do you think that's backfiring? Because I think we've seen it backfire multiple times. The recent Marvel movie, Emma McKay, which no one heard anything about. It came out and I think it was made for $400 million, and it made $40 million at the box office or something. Absolutely bombed. They're like pulling it from theaters to send it to streaming. And I'm like, nobody even knew about this movie.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to the theater to see it.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
No.
I think.
You're talking about the one that was they retitled it.
Yeah, because they.
That's
no, that's
desperate.
Thunderbolts. That's Thunderbolts.
See, even and Chase knows his movies too. He doesn't know what you're talking about
I had
either.
a friend who did background on it, and she posted her little blurry walking past the photo in her Instagram story.
That's the
So-
thing. It's
Good
like
for her.
Yeah, no.
Something positive came out of that film.
Work,
marketing.
A paycheck.
Marketing
Yeah.
budgets are as big as the actual budget of the movie,
Right.
and they need to be in order to get people in the seats. And
To get people in the theater, yeah.
theaters are already Marvel factories, and I think I'll kind of segue this into what were the best films of this last year, 2025.
Oh, wait.
By all means, please. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I posed a question. I mean,
Yeah.
do
You
you
did.
think that it is backfiring?
I think it depends on how, again, you have, I think it's a question of oversaturation.
Yes.
Or, and how it's done. Because again, you have, I guess you can argue oversaturation with Wicked on terms of how the merchandise
They
is
were
being
pumping,
done. Exactly,
yeah.
with the marketing. But in terms of the films itself,
Yeah.
I think those were done in a way that it is a retelling of a story, but it was done arguably so well,
Yeah.
Yes.
that it was successful.
Yes.
And it wasn't a film that was done before. Whereas you have the oversaturation of Marvel movies
Yes.
and superhero movies. And I think that's the issue with overdone.
We talked about the
overdoneness.
golden age sort of
Yeah.
of the Avengers stuff, and now they're
If they
just...
had stopped, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But the issue is now that they just keep doing it,
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Hoping
that
to
now
replicate.
it's too much, and now it's backfiring. You can retell a story. I'm sorry.
You can do it well.
Right.
The new Frankenstein film.
Yes.
Is a
But
beautiful
that's a classic,
film.
yeah.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying is you can retell a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without it being oversaturated, without it backfiring.
And I think we're lumping two totally separate things. To me, like we've adapted plays and books for a long time to great success since the advent of film. And I think comparing, creating a very successful play and musical like Wicked, I think that's good for film.
Yeah.
The Wicked films. I think that's great for film, honestly, because you're bringing in a new audience and it's something that people want to see on the big screen. Comparing that to a Marvel sequel, which is something that's been in theaters and we've had that experience so many times, and we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Oversaturation
Yeah.
of original content as opposed to a retelling of a story.
Is a difference.
Is-
100%. I
yeah.
agree with you. And it's like the question was posed as like putting the Wicked movies in the same breath as like another Star Wars movie or a Marvel movie. I
Sure,
think
sure,
they're
sure.
totally different because
Yeah.
like with Frankenstein, it's
Yeah.
like that's originally a book from the 19th century,
Yeah.
mid 19th century.
Mary Shelley,
that, like,
shout out.
Yeah, like that still has.
Hi, girl.
Hey, girl.
Yeah. Worth retelling in a modern lens in a
Yes.
way that's different than Ant-Man 4.
Well, we're in the era
and-
too. We always talk about this with the time. Enough time has gone by to do certain remakes with new technology and new storytelling.
Sure.
And Guillermo del Toro, he can make whatever he wants. I love him. But like we had Nosferatu.
Yeah,
We're getting
exactly.
Frankenstein. We're getting all of these classics that
Sure.
are being retold. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Jekyll and Hyde and like these things they do come
Arthur did that
Yeah.
best.
back around.
Arthur on PBS.
Arthur,
Oh, with
the
Brain
show, the Aardvark.
as
show?
Mr. Hyde.
That's correct.
Okay. I
If
must
you've,
have
if you've
missed that
never
one.
seen Arthur.
Oh wait, is DW Jekyll and Hyde?
No.
No, it's Brain, isn't
it's
it?
correct. Brain, Jekyll, Hyde. Jekyll,
rabbit?
Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll,
The
Jekyll.
rabbit?
Well, they're,
No,
No, who's Brain?
that's Buffy.
Who's Brain?
Brain is the smart one.
Yeah.
He's also an aardvark, isn't he? Or
I'm
is
not
he a
sure.
bear?
No, I think
is
he's
he a bear?
I think he's a bear.
Yeah.
But it's one of the greatest bops of a generation.
It's pretty good.
Okay, that's crazy because that sticks with you, and you know what sticks with me?
What's that?
The episode of Hey Arnold where they go to the opera, and Helga dreams that she's in the opera, and all I hear in
Thank
my head
you.
is, "My name's Von Helga." So like, there's something to be said about classics.
But anyway.
You
Yeah,
can
it
remake
sticks
them.
with us.
You can insert them into pop culture and remake them in interesting
We're
ways.
90s kids, if you
We're
couldn't
90s
tell.
kids.
Yeah.
I'm just an
But-
Arthur kid.
I wanted to talk about original films
Yes.
because plenty have come out in the past 10 years, and some have been incredible, and some have been kind of fully under the radar and nobody really watched them or supported them, even though they were also very good. And some of them have been flops. You mentioned One Battle After Another. You guys just saw it?
Yes, we just watched it.
In theaters? No.
No.
Which I've been busy. I can.
No.
I literally regret not giving my money to this because it bombed, and I literally regret it.
Did
yeah.
it bomb capital
Yes.
B? Or
Not,
did it-
lowercase b.
I'm shocked.
It didn't do well, and that's a shame. That to me is the problem with everything,
I'm
honestly.
shocked that it didn't do
And
well.
It's really good.
I was under the impression that it did well.
I haven't
don't
seen a
know
movie
enough.
in theaters since Alien Romulus, which was 2023.
Well,
you know,
wow.
so like I didn't see a single movie in theater this year's.
Because nothing called to
This
you.
year's. No, and that was the one movie that did, and I was like so hectic that month.
Yeah.
That it was in and out of theaters in like 2 weeks, and I wanted to see it, and I didn't get the chance.
Yeah.
And if there was one movie that I wanted to give my money to, it was P.T. Anderson, because like Magnolia is my like pretentious film choice of like favorite movie. I love Boogie Nights. I love There Will Be Blood. I even like Phantom Thread. It wasn't my type of movie, but I still really, really enjoyed it. Like he and Quentin Tarantino, as far as like modern directors that are still working, are my favorites. You know, and P.T. Anderson, honestly, because everyone says Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino can suck toes. The things he said about Paul Dano.
He would like that a
the
lot.
things he said
would
about
love that.
about my
He'd
son,
love to suck toes.
Paul Dano, my
Yeah.
adult male son.
Yeah.
You know what, Quentin? When you watch this, because I know you're watching, and no, they won't pan the camera down on my little toesies for you, Quentin. But when you watch this, I want you to know, I stand with Paul Dano.
And we all
And
do.
I stand with Matthew Lillard, too. How dare you throw him under the bus right at the end of your conversation? Rude. Did you not watch Twin Peaks?
I'm not defending him because, yeah, that was uncalled for. Paul Dano is a much better actor than I could ever be. And
God, incredible.
I think he's perfect. The one thing that got me about that take was especially there's certain Paul Dano roles that where I was like, maybe have been a little miscast. And again, I'm not. That's me speaking as a producer, not as an
Personal
actor.
opinion,
He's
yeah.
much better than I am.
Wait, we're off topic.
Yeah.
One battle after another.
It's my pick of movie for the year for sure.
Okay. And we'll get
personally.
to that because our tier list is actually going to be that today. So
really?
don't say anything more
Oh, I
about
thought that was
your-
just a topic. My bad.
Don't say anything more about your movies of
You're
the
right.
year.
Well, that's my ass. I thought it was great. It was Licorice Pizza was not really quite for me. Neither was Phantom Thread as far as his last two films, P.T. Anderson.
Yeah.
But like him and Tarantino are my favorite working directors.
Now-
Scorsese, if you want to throw him in there, although
I don't care about that. What I want to know is,
Fair.
I don't care about any of that.
That's fair.
What I want to know
That's
is,
fair.
as original filmmaking,
Yeah.
why did you enjoy one battle after another? Because if I think in an ideal world, what we're asking is for more original films,
Yeah.
more original stories, more original characters, more dimensional characters. As an actor, like, incredible to see female roles that I would aspire to have. You know, like, I'm like, oh, I wish someone would write that and I could do that. Why did you enjoy the movie, do you think?
That's a great question. I think it was just a really good piece of filmmaking where they established characters that I both liked and disliked in different ways. I became invested quickly. The plot moved quickly. There was a good pace to it. There was a narrative that again, like I said, despite liking some of the characters, not liking others, like I actually was invested where I was like, I'm rooting for, you know, like Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like a complete burnout domestic terrorist douchebag, but also kind of likable.
God, he was such an idiot.
And he's doing
But
just
he-
the. Have you seen the film?
Yes.
He's doing the best he can as a father, even though he's way in over his head. Which there's literally shots in it that shows that he's over in his head.
Yes.
Like, and I was like making jokes about it. But like everything from the pacing, the acting, and the cinematography, like made me like. I'm like, I want him and his daughter to do okay.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like him that much,
Invested.
like I was invested. And then you threw in characters that I did like Benicio del Toro in that movie.
Benicio del Toro.
He's amazing as Sensei.
I
I'm
was
like,
sitting
we were
there-
both like, yeah, please.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything,
No,
but
well,
Yeah.
you know what? If you haven't seen it, sorry. We're going to talk about
We're
it.
gonna try not to spoil anything, but I think it's not a huge spoiler to be
I was like, if anything happens to him, I'm notorious. I have this problem where
very empathetic.
I get overly attached to characters.
She's an
what
elf.
was
She's
the
a beautiful
what was the
person.
one we watched that you keep making fun of me for because I got upset that he got hurt. They hurt him.
Oh my God, yes. Speaking of Tarantino, we watched Death Proof.
Oh.
Yes, and Kurt
Wait,
Russell.
who-
Kurt Russell.
You got attached to Kurt Russell?
No, it wasn't that. Yes, he's laughing too.
The
No-
antagonist of the film?
Yes, the serial killer of women, by the way, who hunts down and systematically kills people. It wasn't that she felt sympathetic. She's a very sweet person.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful
You felt
person.
empathetic.
I love her. It was the fact that they were dragging him out
At
of his
the
car.
end, he's crying and he goes like, "Wait, my leg is broken, my leg!"
And
I'm
they just
holding
yank him out of
and
the
he's
car.
Crying. He's like, "Wait, my leg!" And I was like, "You don't have to do that. His leg. He's already."
You know what? I think that is
She's a better
so
person than I am.
wonderful and lovely. And
She's so cool.
when you say that, all I can think about is the first half of Death Proof, where he makes
Thank
them
you.
drive into each other and then they get decapitated and
Yes.
lose all their limbs. So, you know what? Maybe his leg.
It was something about him sobbing, like, my leg, please,
It was
my leg is
great.
broken,
It
my
was
leg is
great.
Don't
broken.
cry. It's okay. He's just,
Anyway.
But it was such
She's a
great
very
acting.
sweet
I mean,
girl.
it was
Yes,
like a
no,
great.
yes.
It's a great moment because you're like, oh God, like, do I?
I don't
bad?
sympathize for what he did.
I feel bad for Jamie because, no offense, but like that scene was designed for you to be like, yeah, screw you, pull him out of the car. It's literally the whole movie is
Girl
set
power.
up for you to be like, screw you, and you're whimpering and you're begging for mercy. You don't deserve it, you
Talk
motherfucker.
about original.
And you're like, no, like, and I love that about you.
But talk about original stories too, where like that movie is bizarro because there's basically no plot, and Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino made it so that he could make a cool car movie.
Yeah.
It's a grindhouse film. Yeah.
Which fuck it, like
Yeah.
and it turned out to be pretty badass, and all the women in it rock. Like the
Yes.
characters are
the
interesting.
car stunts in that movie are the
fact that
best maybe
she's
of
so
all
on the
time.
That
hood.
she did that.
That Australian actress, she is a stunt woman.
Yes.
Yes, no, the fact that she was
Yeah.
literally doing that
It was
is unreal.
part of that movie was
is one of the most
Tarantino's
impressive things.
homage to her
Yeah.
and to all stunt
Yes,
people
yes,
everywhere.
exactly.
Of like,
Yeah.
I want to give you a time to shine. You've been a stunt woman and behind the scenes in all these movies.
Yeah.
Like, you're the star now.
Was
you
she the
know?
stunt woman for Uma Thurman?
I believe
I
so.
think
Yes, I
so.
think that's how they met.
Check
I could
out
be
Death
wrong
Proof.
on
It's
that.
a wild ride.
Yeah.
Literally.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you will. But I
Now.
believe she also did some stunts for Xena.
Yes.
Yes, I looked her up. I
And
remember
as
this.
as a profound Xena fan, who is deeply in love with Lucy Lawless, that was also incredibly impressive to me. And
Yeah.
you know, I believe she did Xena
Yeah.
stuff. She's one of the most
Again,
impressive people. I
Yeah.
think
Xena,
that's incredible.
They could remake that.
Hi,
we've
I'm ready.
reached the time.
Oh,
We've
I'm
reached-
ready
Wait.
and available. Please remake Xena.
Well, I'm curious. You're a passionate Xena the Warrior Princess fan,
Thank you.
and we're talking about remakes and of Hollywood.
Yeah. We should all give
At-
the one, as actors, we should give the one that we would want to be in the
Oh,
most.
Well, I'm cynical about it. I don't want it. I want original shit.
You want original shit?
Well,
No,
I-
I'm saying for a remake, though. It has
But if
to
you
be a
had
remake.
to.
But I genuinely want to know, as a huge like I'm a diehard Alien fan, and I'm at the point where I'm like, just leave it alone. As a diehard Xena the Warrior Princess fan, how do you want a remake? Do you want it to be left alone? Like, what is your
I'm
opinion
torn.
on craving more
I think
Xena?
if you were going to remake it, I think genuinely, I would want it to be remade in a more dramatic style, to be
Yes.
made as an actual drama, because the original Xena is kitschy. It's
Yeah,
camp,
it's
and it's
camp.
meant to be stupid.
Yeah.
But isn't that what makes it Xena?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't want you to
It's tricky.
remake it with camp.
The,
I want
the
it,
gritty remake.
Yes, I
Oh, so
think,
you want
but not in
something
a
different.
bad
I think
way.
if you were going to remake it, I would want it to be like an act, like a drama, because I think you should leave the kitsch to Lucy and Renee.
Yeah.
And remake it as a drama with that same energy and with those characters. But not only was my girl strong and powerful, but she's a horse girl. I mean, Argo, which is what I would name my first horse, for the record. I would love, but again, I think you should leave that 90s
Yeah.
beautiful LGBTQ camp alone
Yeah.
and let it live.
But like 90s LGBTQ camp where you have to really toe the line.
Oh, no, Lucy. No, I mean,
she was gay.
yeah, no, Gabrielle and Xena kissed.
Yeah.
Often confessed their love, and they couldn't explicitly be in a relationship.
Yes, they never shared a
but
bed on screen.
But they said they
Yeah.
were soulmates in the show.
Very
they
emotional.
They had baths together. They kissed multiple times.
But
My
I think
girls,
because of the camp, I think they got
always
away
toe
with
that
it.
line. Yeah.
Well,
they
I'm
had.
just
I
saying.
believe they had to have the bath together due to the lice. That every time they
Exactly.
flicked it off each other, the
Yeah.
little lice went. Ah!
yeah.
I need to rewatch Xena.
I love Xena.
I need to rewatch Xena.
It took the Ellen show a long time to like come out of. Anyway. Will and Grace, I confused me as fuck as a
Rosie
kid.
O'Donnell was the
Because
big
they
Xena
couldn't
show.
actually say, anyway, it's a whole thing.
Would Xena be your number one
I
if
would.
they were to remake it?
I think I was going to say Labyrinth.
Oh.
But part of me actually, I think we should leave Labyrinth alone.
Because without Jim
Without-
Henson or Bowie,
Without
it's
exactly,
tough.
as
How
I think,
do you?
I think we should
Yeah.
leave Labyrinth alone.
God, it would be CGI, and it would be like
and
not,
I because that was a partially a selfish answer, because I would love to be Sarah. But again, no, I think we should leave Labyrinth alone. But
Yeah.
I think a gritty Xena might be cool.
It's okay to be selfish. This is a selfish question. It's
Well,
like,
yeah,
if you were
no,
to
I'm
remake one of
curious.
my favorite titles,
You
and
know
I get
what?
to star in it.
As a purely selfish answer again,
Yeah.
and if you're watching, Starfire or Wildfire, I'm sorry, not Starfire, cut that. Wildfire with Genevieve Padalecki. If you want, if you're looking for Chris and Junior's daughter, I ride horses. I would love to be that in a reboot.
I worry for you at all. I just don't want things to be trampled on because it's like Nightmare on Elm Street remake where they took the camp out of Robert Englund's performance and they just turned Freddy Krueger into straight up, predator.
Do you
and
have
molest-
a segment you'd be in?
No, I'll save it for next episode because
Okay.
I think we got to move on
All
to
right,
our
I'll save mine for next
guest
episode
segment.
too. So let's get to our guest segment, which is gonna be Jamie.
Oh,
So-
wait, let's tease it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Sydney?
you'll
Our
have-
amazing guest. I think most gorgeous woman in the world.
You'll have to stick
Actress
around.
in the world is coming up next.
Yeah, so you stay tuned because you'll have to stick around to find out who that could even be.
Coming up next, Level Play.
We have our special guest here, someone you've never met before. Such a shock.
Except for the last hour.
Such a surprise. It's such a surprise.
It's a bit. I get it.
Okay, it's a bit.
I ruined it.
We're doing a bit. Mm-hmm. Jamie.
Love of my life.
Oh,
Jamie,
The half to my whole.
you have been our co-host for this first section, which has been so much fun.
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
Thank you.
She's put on the spot, too, just thrown in there as like, hey, now you're hosting.
Now you're hosting. Have fun.
Yeah.
Which is just the yap hour, really.
Uh-huh.
And-
I do love a yap.
But get ready for more yapping.
We want to know more about you.
And why don't you, before we begin, just in case maybe you're jumping into this late, you are surprised, you're thinking, who is this person? Jamie, please introduce yourself for the folks at home.
I am Jamie Pohs. I am an actor in New York. Do a lot of photo double and standing in work, which I can describe what that means in a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
I also horseback rider. Have been riding since I was about 5 years old. So I do a lot of stunt riding as well for film and TV, and work on a farm, handle livestock, and dating him.
I believe me, I'm as confused as you are. But you're
wait.
also.
Yeah, wait, she's cool as hell.
Exactly. Oh, believe me,
What the
they're all
heck?
wondering
What the heck?
what the hell's going on. But it's no, you're being very modest too about it. Like you're a working actor, like living the dream of a lot of people, which is like really, 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 really cool. And yeah, you're more successful than I am in so many ways, and I look up to you in so many ways.
that's sweet.
And
This is
no,
so
I really
sweet.
do.
Okay, I didn't know this was Sweetie Hour.
Yeah. No, but like
Okay.
honest. Well, listen, I'm obsessed with her. Like she's.
Oh my gosh, you
she's,
guys are too cute.
She's the light of my life, and be nothing without her. and
Should we? Can I ask?
Oh, you just
on
interrupt my
air?
proposal. It's fine. No
Well, no.
worries.
What?
No, it's-
Can I ask on air like how you guys met? I'm just
I think that's a
curious.
great
Of course,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Or
Jamie,
think-
you start and then you finish each other's.
I talk enough on this
Sandwiches.
podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. We actually met on a film that we were doing. So we were funny. We were playing lovers, boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
But
Not just lovers.
yeah, so he was a demon cult leader, kind of, and I was his.
Incubus a little bit.
I was his robot girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
That
a
he made.
classic meet cute.
Yeah, obviously. His
We're very lucky in the modern age. We're,
Akatar
for New
could
York
never.
too.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the shit
So,
you can't write.
Yeah,
his ro-
Tinder and bar meetups eat your heart out. No, we're really lucky though. Honestly,
yeah, no,
like it's super rare.
Wait, I
feel.
do want to hear more about this film.
Yeah.
So I was his robot girlfriend,
Yeah.
and first time we met was at a table read for the film, and quite literally, like immediately was smitten with him.
Okay.
I'm not just saying that. Was as soon as I saw him, was smitten with him, and I went to the director and I was like, the director Chris. I was like, is he the one I'm kissing? And I was like, and then the second time we ever met was filming the makeout scene.
Because that
Oh
was
my
the thing.
God.
Oh, and not just a makeout scene, like a full-on bedroom in a hotel
Did you
scene.
In our
have
underwear.
an intimacy
That was
coordinator?
nope.
Because it was a short film.
Nope.
and- And what even is that?
And
We
this,
can talk
budget.
about
and this was in
talk about that,
2019,
too.
so it was before like intimacy coordinators.
and before
they were a
COVID,
thing,
which
but-
I think brought about more
Exactly.
intimacy.
Yes.
Intimacy coordinators weren't as big a profession, weren't as a staple in the industry, and this
Right.
was also like a smaller independent student film.
Really
So-
quick, let's just say what people
Of
might not
course.
know. We're
Yeah,
all working actors,
good
but
call.
intimacy coordinator, hired personnel who is basically like a therapist for
Mm-hmm.
intimacy scenes. They're there on set. They help the actors to work through how
Yeah.
to go about intimate interactions like sex scenes, make-out scenes, if there's nudity involved,
Yeah.
anything that could become uncomfortable. Because you have to remember, on set, yes, the actors are having this moment, and
Yeah.
behind them, there is a wall of crew.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of people witnessing something that is, being portrayed as this intimate thing on film.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's fucking awkward.
Yeah, and it's also they
weird.
literally choreograph it.
Yeah.
So it's
Take
not,
after take.
And you have to do it
they-
again and again and again.
Yeah, so they'll say
with
like,
multiple
put your
angles.
hand here,
Yep.
so
Right.
that both actors are on the exact same page.
When they
It
move
is-
their hand here,
it's
you will
it's a
do
written
this.
agreement
Yep.
between
Right.
both actors, so that nothing is done out of line. For both actors say, yes, I agreed to this.
It is like
Yeah.
So
it
it's
is literally
all-
a dance, and it is fascinating to watch it happen on set
Yeah.
or be a part of it because it's so calculated, and you would never know watching a film. But like every
It's
angle,
very unsexy.
It's very unsexy. It's very
Yeah.
like you do this move 3 times over and over again,
Yeah.
just like do it again, do it again, do it, and pull away, and come back together, and pull away.
And I think a lot of people probably wonder that too. It's like, yeah, you get lost in the magic at a certain age. You watch an intimacy scene, and you're like, do those actors know each other? What is it like for those two? Especially if it's an awkward intimacy scene where it's not
where
quite
it's
pulled off.
or is it meant to
Or
be
that
awkward?
too, as well. If it's like a force type of thing.
You're
situation.
thinking about like, does it look good? And you're
Yes.
more thinking about like, how is my character feeling in this? Does my
Yeah.
character like
Oh,
it? Does my
there's
character
so-
not like?
Yeah.
There's so
nothing about
many-
it is hot.
And then
Yeah,
your
no.
ego is also like, do I look good? Like, is this this is a
Exactly,
weird
exactly.
angle of me? I feel uncomfortable
If
with
you've
that.
ever seen an actor who has an intimacy scene with an attractive actress, and you're like, "Oh, I'm so jealous that guy got to like make," it's
No.
like I'm telling you, it's not.
Have we all
fun.
done make-out scenes and intimacy
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
And
And it is
stage and film. It's
Oh my
no,
gosh, stage especially too, because it's like you have to be bigger with everything, and it's like
right, and it's live and
it's
like yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that is
An
hilarious.
open mouth passionate kiss without actual passion. It's like it's weird.
It's hard to replicate
It's so
too.
weird.
You have to really.
Yeah.
So second time you guys met was on set for the shoot
in a hotel room,
when you did the
in a
make-out
bed.
scene.
In a
First
bed.
scene you did together.
Yes,
Yeah.
was making out the whole. It was
Oh
like
my
just in a
God.
bed making out over and over.
And why was that the first scene? Curious, just for filming reasons.
That's a great question.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming your characters had many other scenes where like you talked or
Yeah.
like got to know one
know
another.
what?
We were
Actually-
very. I mean, she was literally
Again,
my robot
I
girlfriend.
was like his robot.
And I was a sexual
sex
incubus
robot,
being.
basically.
Were you
yeah.
evil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was
So
the
he was the
spawn of.
antagonist. Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, she was designed, but like
I was
yeah.
designed by his character, so I was kind of like his
Companion.
lackey
The
companion.
heroine of the story literally knocked her head off in
And
like a
killed me.
climactic like
Where is this
moment.
film?
But he rebuilt me.
I have
so
to
it's
see
okay.
this film.
It never really got finished,
Oh,
to be honest
no.
with you. But
Wait, okay, so you met on this film set. Instant attraction.
I was and she gave her side. I was the same way. I mean, I love at first sight, honestly, and
my
it
God.
does exist, really. I was like so spent with her. That was my first thought. Was, oh my God, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's fun, she's charming. We bonded over like nerdy stuff. Like I was like, she's so out of my league.
Yeah.
Holy moly, how am I gonna? My first thought was like, honestly, a little stricken with fear of like, I have my next scene. I'm gonna be filming with her in a week.
Kissing.
In a bed,
Yeah.
like on top of her, not just kissing,
Yeah.
like straight on intimacy
like,
scene.
on top of her.
How do I like? Not that I was actually worried about, but it was also like
You gotta play it cool and
yeah,
be normal. And,
exactly.
yeah.
Thank you. And I was like, I gotta be professional
Yeah.
and not, make sure that everything physically and emotionally is like focused on the
Yes,
task at
that
hand.
you are in character.
Because I didn't want to make her uncomfortable
Of course.
either. It's like I want to be professional, and this was still in an era of, and not even if it wasn't like I was raised to respect women. Like I don't,
He was- for
she's so out of my league. I was like, I don't want to be a creep in any way, shape, or form, intentionally or unintentionally.
And this is,
fellas, you know what I'm talking about.
This is Sans intimacy coordinator,
Yes.
which
And again,
would
I
have
do
been
wanna-
really helpful.
So I
do
was
wanna say,
freaking out.
He was such a gentleman. He
Okay.
was every move he made, he asked consent first. Even if occasionally the director
would demand something else.
would say like, do this, he would look at me and he'd go, are you okay with that? Can I do this? So
very nice.
He
of
was
you.
an
That's very-
absolute.
That's very good of you. Anyone should
exactly.
do that.
No, he was
Of
such a
course.
gentleman.
And I would do that with anyone, but me, in my mind, I was like, this is a gorgeous professional model actress who like...
Who I do think is cute and would maybe want to talk to.
Of course I would, but like, I mean, look at her. But it's also,
Wait, so
I didn't think she was. She gave me some signs, which is very nice. But I was in
offered
the
him
mode.
some of my broccoli.
I was about to
Yes,
say, did
let's
you
talk
give him
about
like
that.
gum? You were like, hey, like you might be
was like-
offered.
She gave me all the signs, but
I was like,
broccoli.
I
I
was
was
like,
hey, I have really garlicky broccoli here. Do you want like a piece of my broccoli?
because I mentioned offhand
Then
that
we
like
can kiss later.
broccoli is my favorite vegetable,
Oh
and
my
like,
God.
so I full on was in complete mode of like, I gotta be. She's not interested. She's nice to you, but she's not flirting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're professional, Marcus. Like get your shit together. She's not interested. Don't. She's just being nice. Like just being a professional actor. That's what you're here for. It's just a character that she's interested. She's interested in the character. She's just good at her job.
So
and
you
so
did
I
the
had
whole
to like.
film under that pretense. You were like, she's cool. We're being cool. I'm being cool.
I forced myself to be like, don't hit on her. Don't be
Okay.
unprofessional. Don't get canceled. Like I did not want to. I was very paranoid
yeah.
and worried about
No,
that.
no. Totally
But
valid.
also stoked that I got to like hang
But
out and make out with her.
the
during
film
this
ended.
film.
You only had a few shoot days, I assume.
We did, and as it
So
went
then-
on, she
Meanwhile,
continued to like.
for the record,
make
I don't
advances.
drink. I'm not a drinker. On one of our shoot days, he was telling me all about how he loves craft beer, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I love going to like beer gardens or breweries or things like that." And I went, "Oh my God, I love to go to a brewery. Like I would love to go to a brewery sometime."
You
Like,
lied?
oh, of course. I was just like, he was like, "Yeah,
Breweries are my favorite.
Yeah,
That's where
I
they
was just,
make
I was like,
beer?
I was like, going to a brewery would be like super cool.
Stop.
That would be like a
Actually-
super cool thing to do."
Actually, some breweries are really cool, and they have like big jumbo Connect
That's what I was
4.
about to say. I was like, if you want to play like a really big game of checkers,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Love an outdoor
But,
brewery.
or he was like, was telling me all about how he loves horror movies.
Do you
and
like
things.
horror movies?
I do actually.
Okay.
But I also, I'm a big reader. But so I was reading a different book. But I showed up to set the next day reading Helter Skelter, and I
And you held it up like this?
So I was just sitting there. I was like,
Oh my! I thought you'd be like, I brought in Frankenstein and Dracula.
well, I'm also a big true crime. Sorry, big true crime person. So
Heck
I
yeah.
was actively reading that, but it wasn't what I was like reading in the moment.
Swap them out.
So I was just like,
That's so fun. So you both were doing pretty subtle subliminal flirting.
Yeah.
Love that.
Again,
Love the subtlety of being like, I may be interested, doesn't matter either way.
I was so paranoid about not crossing a line,
Yeah.
but also like I was absolutely interested, and I didn't want to like shut that. I wasn't
Did
like
you ask her out?
at a certain point eventually. Yes.
yeah, we both. I think there was also both a level to us both
Yeah.
being like, we are like cast in this film as professionals.
Sure,
There
sure,
was
sure,
like a
sure.
certain level of, I don't think either of us would have done anything, asked each other out on set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes
But
sense.
after the film,
So it was
Yeah.
post movie.
Yes, I wasn't cold. Like I wasn't like shutting it down or anything, but I was also like, not wanting to really make that move. But she was giving me so many green flags that eventually I was like, okay, maybe she's actually interested in me. And then once the conversation continued after the film set, I was like, okay.
Well,
now
also,
I feel comfortable
very
doing so.
respectful of you both to be like, yeah, like, we're clearly into each other, whatever. Film's over. Then you do the thing of where you just say like, hey, do you want to hang out? And if the person says no, then you're like, okie dokie.
That's
Like,
pretty much what
yeah,
happened.
no
yeah.
harm, no foul.
yeah. It was-
She
Oh,
gave me
that's
enough.
so sweet.
I think the moment for me where I was like, wait, maybe she's actually interested was we had a scene where she had to have her head on my lap.
Oh my God. When it was cut off.
And that was exactly where it was like, and then as
yelled,
soon as we cut,
But this is gonna make me sound okay. I swear.
no,
This isn't.
I gave my green flags too.
But,
yeah.
The director. This is was his first time making movies.
Okay, yeah.
So he was a little scatterbrained, but this was in the script and in the shot list for the day. Was this very specific scene where it cuts between one actress on his lap and like kind of like filters between me on his lap and this other person. So
Oh,
he's having
okay.
like visions almost. He's like in between alternate worlds.
Okay.
And they did the one quick part with her on his lap, cut it, and he was about to move on. And I literally went, don't we have to do the part where I'm on his lap? Where like my head's on his lap? I was like, don't we have to do that?
Oh, Mr. Director, teacher. That's so funny. But also, hey, it was in the shot list.
I
It
was
was.
doing
You were
my
helping the
job.
film. You were helping the
It was
film.
all within the,
I was doing my job.
100%.
That is so sweet. I'm so happy. I was like, I don't know if it's like touchy to ask people sometimes how they met, because sometimes they're like, Tinder, and it's like not important. But that's like the most meet cutie thing for working actors, is to meet on a job together,
we're super
especially
lucky.
when you play like a romantic couple or something.
And not only that, like COVID happened between that, and she also, lived a little outside of the city, so it was a little long distance situation where I could have made some more efforts, 100%, but there was a little bit of a dance within that. We've known each other for, like 7 years
Yeah,
now
the
at this
film was
point.
in 2019, so that's when we
Yeah.
met.
And then COVID.
And
Yeah,
then
and then
COVID.
COVID.
So it was tough kind of getting together for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
But I always, honestly, and I'm not just saying this for the camera, I've told her a million times, like, as soon as I saw her, as soon as you walked in on that, the read room, I knew I was, honestly, like, I just, it's.
All right, enough of the mushy shit.
I can't help myself.
So, Jamie,
Yes.
we have you here as a guest. Not only do you, enjoy movies, and we've talked about movies on this episode, which has been really lovely and a nice breath of fresh air from what we normally gab about, which is complaining about release dates of upcoming video games. But
What game?
GTA.
come on,
Oh,
she knows. She knows.
Well, because
Yes.
I come home.
Queen.
I come home and I
Queen
complain
shit.
about my work to her.
Somebody last night was like, did GTA 6 get pushed back? And I like turned at the dinner table and I was like, yes. Anyway, but I wanted to talk to you about body doubling, or is it body double? What do you call it? Body
Yeah,
doubling.
body
doubling.
photo doubling.
Yeah.
Photo
Yeah.
doubling, and stand-in work and stuff. I think a lot of people might also be surprised by this who are not familiar with the industry. It is a super, super common thing on any big budget project you've ever seen. Commercials, people who do any like hand modeling and stuff, they'll sometimes have like body doubles where they'll come in and be an actor's hands for scenes where very high paid actors maybe are not paid for that time.
If you don't see their face in the shot, it's probably
probably
not there.
someone
It's
else.
probably someone else.
They also have nude body doubles, and for
Yes.
famous actors, they'll usually use the same person over and over again because it'll be like that is what their body looks like nude. If the actor doesn't want to be nude on camera. Also, stand-ins. This is a stand. You know what? You explain. Why am I explaining?
Sure.
You're the one who
Yeah.
does it.
So basically, I've done a lot of photo double work. Predominantly, I don't know. Most recently, for a very, very high-profile actress, I don't know if I can say who at the moment.
Can you say the project, or is it still not out yet?
I think
It's
that's even more controversial.
yeah, it
to
comes
say,
out.
yeah.
I mean,
Film, TV?
it's going to be a film.
Okay.
The actress has said the film multiple times, so it's known that it's out. But again, I don't know if I can say.
But you know what? This is going to be released very far in the future, but still, it's a high-profile actress.
very
It's a
high
part-
profile
This
actress.
is also part of the industry. Yeah, you gotta.
If you can imagine an actress who's
Yeah.
probably your height, maybe your body type, maybe your hair.
a little less
who
attractive,
knows?
but
But
sorry,
so
I know what I like.
I've photo doubled in season 2 of Poker Face. I was Natasha Lyonne's photo double.
Dope.
So anytime you see her back, her and every shot of her hands throughout
Did
the.
you wear like a crazy curly wig?
So actually,
Yes.
really funny. Actually, I wish I could show photos, but they basically took my hair and put it in a top knot on top, and then gave me curly or red extensions at the bottom. So it kind of looked like I had a Natasha Lyonne
It was hilarious.
mullet.
Oh my god! Because they would only see like lower.
Yeah, but I wore all her outfits from the show.
So
They
she
gave me
has great
all
outfits.
her rings. They gave me her tattoos. All of it was really cool, actually.
So cool.
And so anytime you see like her hands, there's a couple scenes like she's in a sauna.
Okay.
In like a fitness episode, and she touches this watch. That's all my hands, things like that.
Did
so
you get to sit in a hot tub?
I didn't get to. I got to sit in the sauna.
In the sauna, okay.
I said sauna like a New Yorker.
Sauna. I was in the sauna.
Yeah.
So things like that. So we spent a whole day basically, and this was called. We were like the cut team basically. So we were a second unit. So the first unit was also on set that day and with Natasha filming a bunch of other scenes. But we were the insert unit. And so we were all doing, for the whole season, they had a huge shot list of just like, okay, episode 1, I took a sticker off a wall. And so it was just me going like over
So
and over and over.
fascinating.
So things like that throughout the whole day, my hands, or like shots of my feet walking, or like holding a gun or things like that. And so we just did a bunch of those shots throughout the whole
Yeah.
day. And it took about 2 days. And we just a bunch of
It's
insert shots
efficient for
of my
filmmaking,
hands.
yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense budgetarily that they would
Exactly.
hire someone to do these inserts instead of spending hours on the lighting setups for the. I mean, inserts
Exactly.
are like
Yeah.
it's a whole thing in film, but
Yeah.
that's so interesting.
So it's like, and they could also, again, because we had two filming units, they could film other scenes for the whatever episode they were on
Simultaneously.
while doing me, and get those inserts in.
and save on locations because it's at the same location.
Yeah, so I've done Natasha Lyonne. I was in The Penguin as a photo double.
Well, that's a whole other story too. I don't know. We can be subtle about
Wait,
with
now
that
I want
story,
to.
but
Well, now I want to know.
oh well.
I was meant to have a bigger role in The Penguin,
Oh.
and I was sat down to do it, and was told by the director that I was the camera the eye was drawn to me too much.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a very minor role, but
I don't know if we can keep that in. But
I mean,
No, I mean, but I
well,
mean,
we don't know what
it's
the
like
scene was and who
It's also
was
like a
else in
compliment
it.
too, where
yeah,
it's
it
like
was. Oh,
you-
Colin Farrell went out of his way to be like,
You're
listen,
great.
you're amazing, and then
he was just like, it's a compliment.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they went again. If you were
Also,
like pulling focus in like a bad way, where you were like, hey, look at me, they wouldn't have brought you
Oh, no,
back.
I
They
was
brought
just-
you
I was
back for
just-
other stuff
yeah, I was
because
just
of it.
sitting
They
at the
felt
table,
bad.
but,
Yeah.
That seemed like a cool set.
It was
Yeah.
cool. I also a testament to him and the makeup department. I genuinely had no idea it was him at first.
Yeah.
I didn't realize because they had a working title for the Penguin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Fake
I
title.
didn't realize it was the Penguin I was working on at first, and I genuinely did not realize.
Yeah, she
Did
went
he
home and told
talk
me, and
to
I was
you
like,
in
wait,
penguin
Colin
voice?
Farrell?
Yes,
He was
also
in character.
Yeah.
Yes, even in when they cut, he walks with the limp and,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
everything.
heard he was very.
He's incredible to watch,
Yeah.
genuinely, and also her, the lead in
I love her. I forget her
she.
name.
I know. I feel so
shit.
bad because
She's-
I worked directly with her. But
She's great.
so I was working as a photo double for a scene with her, and so I was holding on to a child,
Okay.
basically, and she was with me, and so I'm holding a little girl's arm, and she's saying the line to the little girl. So you kind of just see this part of me holding the girl, but they asked her to say a line, and basically they said say the line like 12 different ways in a row, and I know this is going to sound silly, but it was one of the greatest displays of acting I've ever gotten to witness firsthand. Because she just said this in a row, this very simple line, like 12 different ways, beautifully. 12 different,
Which is hard to
12
do.
different distinct ways.
Yeah.
And
Rapid
so
fire.
well. And I believed every single one. And she was saying it to me. It was, again, it was incredible. And people ask me often, like, what's one of the best acting you've seen in person on set? It was that. I
believe
say
it.
this every time. I keep smacking this. I'm so sorry. Every time I say that because it was incredible.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So I've done that as photo doubling and what I did recently. So again, yeah, in photo doubling, oftentimes you get a trailer or a dressing room because you. But this is specifically, at least when you're SAG, and that's being part of the union. And this is because when you're photo doubling, you get the outfits of the actor you're standing in for. So a lot of times you're going to change into different outfits. So you get
You need wardrobe trailer. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So you change into that. They'll do hair and makeup for this job. I most recently photo doubled for. I was wearing a wig, so I got to go to hair and makeup, and they did my wig. They did my nails
They
to
did
match
nails?
the character. All this stuff. So you feel very fancy.
It's incredible the details that go into.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is somebody who is. They're there to replicate the character in different scenes. So like they have to have exactly what the character has. Otherwise, continuity wise, you would see that and be like, well, their arm looks completely
No,
different.
like I said, also when I was photo doubling for Natasha Lyonne, they gave me. They have like fake tattoos of all her real tattoos.
Because she has tattoos.
Yeah, so
the
they
actress.
gave me like on all my fingers. They have like
They must have hand
Yeah, so
design them.
Yeah.
so they have like normal tattoos you would wear as a kid where with water you stick them
Yeah.
on, but they're all of her real tattoos. So they sit there and I had all her tattoos on my arms,
That's so
on my
sick.
fingers, every single
Do
one.
you have pictures?
I do. Yeah, I'll show
Show
you.
me.
And just to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit, in case some of our audience doesn't realize, I think a lot of people, a lot of laymen, if you will, and it's not like, listen, you're not crazy like us and dedicated your life to this type of thing. You look at it like a film and you think, oh, why did this so-and-so actor get paid all this money when they're in a 90-minute movie? Like, oh, I guess they showed up for like maybe 2 or 3 days and shot that movie. A 90-minute movie that probably took like 5 hours to film the whole
gosh,
thing.
no,
People don't realize like how much goes into every little bit of filmmaking and how long each day on set actually is.
Oh my
a
gosh.
90-second scene
So, yeah.
will take a day or two to freaking
set up.
film.
Exactly.
Yes.
The movie I was just photo doubling, and I also did stand-in work for this actress on this film too,
Right.
which I'll explain in a sec. This is a typical normal feature-length film. I think it's probably about 90 minutes. 3 months it took to film. And we spent 4 days filming one scene.
Yep.
4 days.
I mean, the joke on
About
set
15-hour days.
for crew is like, hurry up and wait.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because for so much of it, different departments are doing the things they need to be doing to like set a scene up, or the actors are working, shooting the scene, cinematographer and director are working, and then they yell cut, and then everybody else who was waiting for them to finish to like move on or to do other things, suddenly they have to spring into action and like, they start doing all their stuff. There's so much time between things that you don't realize. You just think, oh, they shoot that, they shoot that, they shoot that. They change the lighting, they change the dolly track for the camera. Oh, it's been this many hours because we're in the union. Now they have to go take a lunch break.
Yeah,
Like,
and if you're working with kids, they have pumpkin time, which is
pumpkin time.
yeah,
When they have to be finished.
so yeah, it's a play on Cinderella. So their carriage turns back into a pumpkin.
They have to go
And
home.
They have to go home by union
And they have
rules.
their tutors because they have to be in school. Oh, that's so fast. Oh, wait. Okay, so I want to hear about stand-in work and the
Yes.
difference between the two.
So I would say the most. So being a stand-in, so basically, and you can probably even use like what we're doing here as a reference. So there's lighting, there's setups, and even you'll see between shots you have the master shot, which is show all three of us at once from one angle.
Basically, this center camera.
Cut to it.
Not right now, but normally.
But and then you'll see a single shot of Marcus, and you'll see a single shot of Sydney. And so between these setups, you need to have designated lighting and designated heights and things like that. And they do this in filmmaking, obviously. And so a stand-in, basically, an actor. So they're going to call the principal actors, or basically any of the actors doing this. That's called first team, and the stand-ins are called second team. And so a lot of time I'm second team. And they call second team in while actors are getting their makeup done, changing wardrobe, or you just want them to be doing other things.
Just focusing on staying in character.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
there's
so
a
call
lot to
second team in,
think about.
and we stand on a mark, which is tape on the ground, usually in the shape of a T, where the actor will be standing. And that's so they can set up light, they can set up camera shot. They can also test camera movement, if it's going to be on a dolly or if it's going to be a steady cam, so they can get sort of the dance of it all, where we'll be standing. They test the actions, and it's just someone who has the similar complexion, hair color, height, body type, all that is similar, matches the actor, so they can get an accurate sense of what the camera will be and do that. So when they bring in first team, that's all done, and they can just yell action and go.
Yeah.
So, if like the camera was focusing on me, to set up a shot to get like the right focus, the right like hairstyle, like because there's the right lights on me.
Yeah.
But then Sydney was the actor, and then me jumping out and putting Sydney in, that doesn't work, and that's a lot of setup to make it
also-
look just right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get someone who looks similar to the actor.
Yeah.
I think you brought to another level photo doubling. Like you really need to look like that
Photo
person.
doubling, you're mimicking the person
Yeah.
on camera.
Yes.
And what will be seen on film in the
Stand-ins
movie.
are not
Exactly.
Right.
Stand-ins will not be seen in the final product.
Yes. And I think most of the audience knows what like a stunt double is, where it's like, yeah, for a stunt, you know, it's someone that kind of looks like that, but they might not realize like there's also a stand-in, there's also a photo double, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of kind of duplicates at different levels, you know.
You might also not know, a lot of times, like if you take a picture on your phone or even with a common digital camera, there's an autofocus.
Yeah.
Cameras for film don't do that. You have a focus puller. And so a lot of times a stand-in needs to be there so the focus puller can set the focus to the person, which is why...
Especially if there's movement for the camera.
Exactly.
or the
So that's why
actor.
you test the action with the stand-in, and why height is also really, really important, so they can set camera.
And this is, again, like going into the time it takes for filmmaking, which people don't realize, like, they haven't even started shooting. Like, the stand-ins come in before, like you said, first team, the actors who will be in the film. So, like, the stand-ins could be there for a while as they're trying to figure out complicated technical things.
And then I typically, I'd say, the scene itself, if you're doing like a one-page scene, that can take... Well, I'm saying to actually film it, it just takes as long as it takes to film, to say the
for
lines.
the master, sure,
But
yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. To actually, if you're hitting action to cut, it just takes as long as it does to read the lines.
Right.
Whereas setup itself is what can take, with the stand-in standing there, can take an hour plus for one setup. But then, again, you have a master, and if you're only filming with one camera. But again, sometimes you can cut with more than one camera. But then you also have coverage, which is when you get those close-ups or on a single actor, or you can do a two-shot, two people.
And that's
but
still
again,
bare minimum. I mean, you have sweeping shots, you have
yeah.
overhead
Again,
I mean, that's...
crane shots
Yeah.
and
I mean...
especially too for like bigger actors, they will have stand-ins for multiple times as soon as they want to walk off set, because I mean they're paid enough where they don't have to stand there. They literally can go sit down and go to their trailers.
Yeah.
You also a lot of times have certain actors who have the same stand-in travel with them.
Yeah.
So the film I was recently on, this one actor who's a very, very big name actor has had the same stand-in almost his entire career, who comes around with him. I've been Rachel Lee Cook's stand-in on 4 Hallmark movies now.
Oh my gosh.
Soon to be 5.
Soon to be another one. And I've also known, again, just multiple actors who have the same stand-in because they trust them.
And it's a career for these actors too.
Exactly.
Like,
so and being a stand-in isn't, again, so now I've done a lot of stand-in work at this point where it's not just, you don't just stand while the crew does this. You have to learn the movement of the actor.
Yeah.
So what I do is you're given the sides, which are basically the scenes you're doing for the day, the lines, and you'll watch the rehearsal of the actors run through it, and you have to mark down every movement the actor makes.
Yep.
So you're going to write down to the left of, I do it like this, I'll write down left of table. At the line, and then I'll write moves this way, lifts arm, and I write down every action they make because that's important for when they're setting up the cameras, especially if they say, all right, we're going to do a second team rehearsal. You want to know every move they're making.
so technical.
Yeah.
Because so if they're doing camera rehearsals, again, lighting, all that's really important, that if they say a second team rehearsal, you want to be able to do that. And again, this is why actors, if you can make sure you're professional and you're there, so when they say checking the gate, which is basically
rewatching.
Yeah.
the last take.
If you're like, we liked this take, we're probably moving on, checking the gate, we liked it, it's good, we're going to move on. If you ever want to be a stand-in, if you hear that, get up and get ready to go because they're about to call second team.
Yeah.
And if you can be up and ready to go, again, those are little things that are going to show your professionalism and will get you hired again and can probably get you hired again by the same actor over and over and over.
And you're super high level and professional. And just a little aside, like checking the gate used to literally mean the gate on the camera that they would
to
open
check
up.
the film.
Now it's like they go and press a couple buttons
It's
on
an
the
old
digital
school term,
thing.
but it's still, it basically it means the actors did well.
Yeah.
We liked how that looked emotionally. Lighting was
Right.
good. Everything was good. Checking the gate. We're moving on.
It's same with like sound speed. It's like they would literally speed the audio reel like through, and now it's more all digital.
The audio would have to get to the
Yeah.
speed it needs to be at to match the camera, which
100%.
is so funny.
But you're so professional. Like you are, again, as someone at very small scale, obviously, you've worked with me as an actor. Like I'm not anywhere near that level. But you've been a stand-in and a photo double for the A list of the A list, the S list if you're gonna get tier list about it. But truly, like you know your stuff, you like are professional and on it for 12 hours a day because filmmaking is
It's
long.
hard, even longer.
Yes, and as an actor, like my struggle is continuity. I'll do something for the master shot and be like, what did I do that whole time?
Yeah.
And I'm so envious of the actors that you're standing in for that have someone that's like, oh shoot, did I put that in my left hand or my right hand?
Technical brain.
You're on that,
Yeah.
like, and that is
Yeah,
such a
but-
blessing to actors,
Well,
which
thank
is
you very much.
again why you keep getting hired.
I've been like, I've had Rachel or other people I've stood in for ask me, be like, what do I do
What
here?
did I do?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's part of the job is
Yeah.
to be like this.
This is what you did, and I know it because I'm paying attention. But speaking of S list, we do have to move on to our tier list. And Jamie, why don't you stick around?
Okay.
Would you please?
You
Stay
insist.
tuned. We have our tier list coming up next.
I'll get you dinner.
So this tier list, we're gonna do this very specific, but we're wrapping up the year as we film this, and I thought, why not? Feels appropriate. Let's do ranked movies that came out in 2025, and there were a lot. But you know what's funny? When I tried to remember what there
mean,
was, struggled a little
To
bit.
call it a strong year for movies,
It was
might
not
be-
a strong year for movies.
Yeah, I don't
but
know if
there
I'd go
was
there.
a lot of them, and a lot
Sure.
of that slop filled up the troughs for the piggies.
So we're gonna go tier list S as the highest, A, B, C, D.
F. S is the highest.
Got it.
Best. F is lowest, worst.
She knows how.
I
Don't talk
didn't.
down to her on that.
Well, it's like
I didn't.
This is a tier list made by like video game people where they would rank like.
the S throws it off, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's like being in grade school,
Yeah, no,
you know.
girl.
I'm gonna throw in my first S.
Oh, I only have one S.
I'm gonna throw in my first S.
Okay,
Maybe I'll have more. I don't know.
sure.
And that is going to be the movie that surprised us all. The movie that changed a generation of
Oh,
children. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Going up, up, up.
that-
It's our moment. You know I'm gonna be golden.
You have a
Gonna be
beautiful
golden.
voice.
Jamie, stop. Me, I don't sing. You're my little soda pop.
Are you just trying to appeal to the Gen Alpha of it all there?
Here's
with
what I gotta
Do you
say.
really? It's
Here's
an
what I gotta
S
say.
for you?
Here's what I gotta say. The movie came out on Netflix.
Sure.
Korean film made about K-pop, stars. It is so fun. The animation rocks. The story is very cute, and the soundtrack is incredible. Created by K-pop singer EJ. She wrote all of the songs. She sings on it. The voiceovers are great. The singing is great, and I swear this soundtrack was created to be brainworm.
earworm,
Yes, in a good way. In a good way. The songs are good. The melodies are fun. And there is nothing sweeter and cuter than walking down the streets of New York City and seeing like
Little roomies.
little 6-year-olds with their little K-pop demon hunters back. I swear this has happened multiple times.
Yeah.
They're walking down the street going, gonna be golden, gonna be, and it is adorable.
I mean,
Out
I'm
of
sure it's cute.
All the media they could be taking in, the fact that this movie blew the fuck up and people dressed as it for Halloween, like it
Yeah.
came out and it was like instant hit.
But you look at it as the pinnacle of filmmaking of the
That's not what the
entire
list is.
year.
That's not what the list is.
It kind of, I mean, it's your opinion of the best movies of
Yeah, it's her
2025.
best year.
It is one of the best
And
movies.
if S stands for sucking up to the younger generation,
It
then
is
by all
one of the
means.
best movies of 2025, especially
Sure.
out of animated films.
Oh, sure, for sure. I mean,
So S tier,
popularity-wise, like let's just go box office and put Avatar up there as like, if that's really what the ranking
no, but I'm
is.
talking about a movie that's good.
And you believe that it's.
Yes.
I respect that. Then
She has said what she
She
has
said what she said, 100%. I'm gonna be
This is what it sounds like.
on curmudgeon, who also hasn't seen. And listen, I'll watch Cape.
I say, hey,
say I'll
on
watch
a
it.
slow day, throw it on.
You know what? I will.
You don't have to
Throw
change
it
your
on.
opinion. If you want
No,
to put it
no.
on a fast day, you could put it
You
on,
put it
a fast day.
Part of it is I genuinely respect, at least up until this conversation, your opinion on film. And if you're saying like it is really a pinnacle of filmmaking for
Be
the
your
year,
idol, keeping you in check.
then I will. Then I will. Was it made in Korea or was it made in America
that
to like just rip off Korean culture? That's what I want to know
I don't
too.
know. There's some Korean in it, like the characters interchangeably
Sure.
sort of like will speak small phrases in
Yeah.
Korean, and in some of the songs they do, but the film is in English.
We got some sushi yesterday, so I guess I'm like Japanese because I have a little Japanese food in me right now.
A direct comparison.
A direct comparison that made sense.
Snarkus is. I need to eat a little.
Do you wanna
lunch,
pick a
I
movie?
think. My only S, my top movie of the year, which we've already talked about during this podcast, is One Battle After Another. Yeah, and I'm the opposite. Like, I'm an old curmudgeon old man. I absolutely have my flaws with that. Like, I love filmmaking. He's my favorite director working today, probably. Honestly, like Boogie Nights,
PTA, we love you.
Magnolia. Like, it's Magnolia is my pretentious film choice of like favorite movie of all time. If I'm trying to impress inner film circles, because I'm that guy. I'm that pretentious film nerd. So I honestly respect that you're like leaning
And
into
I'm
what's
glad
popular with the youth.
They can sit together at the top
Yes.
on the throne.
Yes.
Jamie,
But-
do you agree with that S?
Absolutely.
You do.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you didn't. You did not need to say that. Say that.
I agree with them together.
Oh, double agree.
Respect.
Do
Respect.
you have any films that you saw this year that came out this year?
I'm going to be so honest. I have not seen a bunch of any.
Dude, I looked at these lists and
Yeah.
I was like, well,
It's
what
not
came
a
out?
great year
I
for
have
movies.
seen one battle after the other.
But like Superman came out. I didn't see it yet.
I to my father, if you were watching this,
Daddy, sorry.
I owe you Superman. I promised
You
I'd watch
still
it
need
with
to
you,
watch it with your
and I
dad.
will.
To me,
So I'll put it right there for you. S for Superman.
There we go. S for
whoa.
Superman.
Okay. To me, I wouldn't put it that high.
I owe him.
It's for her dad.
I think it was a very solid superhero movie.
Okay.
And to me, very solid. And for me, a B is a high ranking. I think that's a really good movie, especially for a superhero movie. However, because of how much I've pooped on Man of Steel, especially on this podcast, in our most viral, takes that we've made, I feel like I have to elevate it to an A.
Okay.
Because I think it's so much better than Man of Steel. And after all
Okay.
the vitriol I've
fair.
thrown towards Man of Steel, I think it's Jeez, I'm just gonna get murdered again on the internet. I think Superman's a boring character. I think he's the prototype superhero. He's too perfect.
I think it's easy to fall into a trap with Superman
Yeah.
when trying to write stories around him.
As a core, he's just so perfect.
He has a lot of flaws. And he
but
struggles a lot.
He came
but
before all the other superheroes, and he kind of set that foundation. Does he have flaws? What's his flaw?
He struggles to fit in. Like his main thing is that he's an alien, and he wants to be a part of us.
And he
of
does it
people.
really well, frankly.
For the most
He
part.
has a great job at an amazing newspaper.
But emotionally,
Taking a
it's-
job from a hardworking journalist that actually went to school for it.
I think Superman.
you.
I think Superman does a.
He gets Lois Lane.
I think Superman, the new film, does a good job of showing that struggle. So
It's
I
so
would
hard
say,
being as handsome and like
I would say
charismatic
A.
as he is. You're
I'm
right.
moving on.
Batman and Spider-Man are much more relatable and much better written.
They didn't
characters.
come out this year. Moving on. So this was an interesting year for horror movies, and you
I
and
agree
I
with you.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Love-
wait, weapons.
You're taking that point away
Weapons.
from me. Yes.
Weapon. Can we
I
all
have to
agree?
be
Can we all say
really-
what we think it should be? I'm gonna say it on the count of three.
Oh no.
Well, I'm more
Oh no.
I'm gonna say it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
high A.
A.
Yeah, yeah. To me, that's my number 2 movie of the year. Was
Weapons was great.
It was, and I'm just keeping my S, selective and.
It's a hard thing. Like if it was horror movies of the year, Weapons
Yeah.
would be S because I'm looking at what else came out, and it's like Black Phone 2.
I didn't see that.
I'm like, okay.
Which, listen, I like Ethan Hawke a lot. Of movies that did not need a sequel,
Dust
Black Phone
Bunny? I don't even know what that is.
surprised me.
Black Phone was fine. It just didn't
Black
need a.
Fawns.
Black
Black Phones.
Phones. Black Phone surprised me because I didn't think I'd like it, and similar to Sinister, also with
When
Ethan Hawke.
Fonzie goes.
Yeah.
Kind of blew me away, but it was like the dude's dead. It had a supernatural twist. We don't need to like
I
bring him
agree.
back from the dead.
I agree. Yeah, Longlegs. I'm looking at the other films. I'm like, the ones that I thought I had seen this year, I must have seen last year.
Well, Sinners was the other big one.
Sinners was good.
Sinners was very, very good.
I would say A. I mean,
Yeah, to me, I liked Weapons more personally.
trying to see what else there was. I'm just like, wow, I really. Oh, Eddington. Did you see Eddington?
I did not see Eddington.
Ari Aster film.
Okay.
Wouldn't put it along.
Why do I not know more?
It's weird. It's not quite horror
Versus other Ari Aster
versus
films.
Hereditary. You know,
Those are pure horror. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
or
yeah.
Midsommar, which is also horror, but like bright horror. I
I've
would
never
say.
seen it pronounced that pretentiously, and I like it.
Midsommar.
I think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Everyone says
It's Swedish.
Everyone just says Midsummer.
It's Swedish. Tacksmuket. That means thank you. In Swedish.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Tacksmuket. But no, Eddington is just a weird movie. It took me about halfway through to get into it. It's 2019 COVID times.
Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix is the sheriff of a podunk town called Eddington. And it's a bit of like a, what are we doing here kind of watch, because it kind of just replays COVID. Like it's like
2019.
It's like
Oh,
when COVID
interesting.
started, what this town was doing during that time, the mask stuff, Black Lives Matter was a part of it. And like literally everything that happened during COVID, they kind of go through it in this small town.
Interesting.
But then it, of course, has an Ari Aster kind of twist. It's just, it gets progressively fucking weirder. But it's Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone is in it. Like, it's great actors.
Sure.
It just, it kind of flew under the radar. And I don't know if it's like, it's not really his best film. It's definitely worth the watch. Stream it, watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, B?
Fair.
B?
And speaking of Emma Stone, I don't have a lot of negativity. We'll throw in a couple D's and F's just for the sake of consistency.
Are you going to throw like Begonia in there?
No, well, I was going to talk about Begonia,
Oh.
which just for this title's sake, I kind of want to put it as a B. I'll put it as a low A. I love the director. I can't pronounce
Yeah.
his name. Yargos. Almost.
Yes. We love Yorgos.
And him and Jesse Plemons, or her and Jesse Plemons, I should say, like amazing
Great
actors.
chemistry.
I really, really like Kinds of Kindness, which came out last year. Which was, I love a good anthology film, and I know
Yeah.
I'm way too late talking about this on the
And
podcast.
the costume
but-
design.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you know, but like one of my favorite directors of all time, honestly, who's working today. I know I've been talking at length about it, but like The Lobster is maybe my favorite black comedy. And that's partly why you've worked with Colin Farrell, like one of my favorite actors working today. Like The Lobster's so freaking good. And I feel like to me personally, I'm a little biased. Like I grew up on the Creep shows. I got
I love Creepshow.
a Twilight Zone the movie. I got
Yeah.
a short attention span a little bit, so I love a good like anthology film that has like 3 short stories.
Keep you on track.
Yeah, and Kinds of Kindness was that, and I feel like Begonia was kind of an extension of that to like an actual feature length film, which didn't speak to me as much as Kinds of Kindness, which wasn't as well received.
Yeah.
Frankly, so for me personally, it's not elevated to like a movie of the year type situation, like one battle after another, but it was still like high B, low A in
Yeah,
my opinion.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
My only F or D is Tron Ares. Just because
Oh.
who the fuck in 2025 was asking for a Tron movie, and then they're acting all shocked.
And let's put
that
Jared Leto in
bombed.
it. And let's put Jared Leto in it
Yeah,
again.
like I mean, the fact that the second Tron movie that came out like what 15 years ago at
and
this
they were
point,
like, no fair. You guys didn't come
No.
out to see our movie.
10, 15 years ago, the second Tron movie where they brought Jeff Bridges back.
Yes.
The fact that that was successful at all blew my mind at the time.
Yeah.
And then they tried to like lean into it as like Jared Leto's the big star.
I think-
Jared Leto's a great actor, but he's not likable. He's not like gonna bring
not-
people into the.
He's
No
not
offense to
likable in the zeitgeist.
I think he's fine. Like I have no problem with
Hey,
him personally.
30 Seconds to Mars. Love that band.
2004 called,
Love
and
that
like
band.
they'd love for you to buy a ticket.
Yeah,
But
and
like
I would
you
come.
know, who's flocking the seats for a Disney? Anyway, I'm sorry.
gotta
Now,
wrap
I'm
it up.
getting
We gotta
started.
wrap it up
Jamie,
there.
do you have any negative opinions where you can give a hot take and take a little hate off of me? My love.
No.
Please, if you want to share any social medias or like where people can find you, feel free to. If not, give us a fun little sign off.
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at Pohs, which is my last name, Pohs, and then IE. Yeah. Follow me. It's mostly farm content.
Okay, that's actually pretty awesome. We'll be following.
Will you join us tomorrow? 'Cause
Yeah, will you come back
we
for
would
another
like
episode?
guest.
Sure. I would love to. I go mostly where he goes. So
Perfect. Easy.
I'm so lucky.
Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We have Samurai up next. You know what time it is. It's time for post-market news. I'm Sydney.
I'm Samurai.
Well, nope. Hold on.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Samurai.
Well, okay, now we introduce you, Samurai. We've done this a million times. And we're here with,
Samurai.
yes.
So I came here. I got a prediction I'm really excited about. It came to me in a dream. Came to me in a vision.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
so early, and you ran into the studio screaming, I had a dream.
I did do that. I startled many interns around here,
Yeah.
but it's
I mean,
okay.
you could have gotten dressed first, but it's
It's fine. You threw the blazer on me, and
Can't
it's okay.
see that he's not wearing pants, so just stay seated behind the desk.
And listen, ultimately, we call this post-market news because what is this if not a market of ideas?
that's not what that
That's
means
not what
at
that
all.
means.
That's why we call it that.
What's your prediction? What did you have a dream about?
So the prediction concerns the beloved franchise, The Last of Us. I assume we're both fans.
Big fan. Played all
Video
the
games. Yeah,
Played all the games.
Season 2 is currently.
You got notes on the first season of the show?
Well, I mean, again, I'm more with that realm. Yes, I'm familiar, very familiar with
For
the series.
such a narratively driven cinematic game, I didn't think it needed a TV show.
We've
but
talked about this many times.
I'm
on the
enjoying it.
podcast. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
But yes,
please,
we're very familiar.
I want to
Okay.
hear.
Well, then, piggybacking on prior conversations, then I come to you with a Last of Us prediction. So, Last of Us, last.
Yes.
Of Us, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but think last. Think.
I'm imagining
Now think of a stork.
the bird.
Yes.
'Kay.
Now think of a jar. Now
Okay.
think brine. Think lots of brine.
Okay.
Now think crossover branding opportunity.
Vlasic Us.
The Vlast of Us.
Oh my
the
God.
Vlasic Us.
The Vlast of Us. It's coming. They're gonna unjar it next year. It's coming. Next
Okay.
year it's coming. The Vlast of Us. The stork. You don't play as Joel. You play as that stork.
Oh, wait. This
You don't
is
have fungus
not...
monsters. Hold on. You don't have fungus monsters. You have briny pickle monsters.
No.
Evil pickled monsters.
There was such a clear direction you could have gone in, which would have been that they just make pickles as like zombie things because it already looks like it's like a zombie thing.
No, the pickles are the zombies, Sid. Get with the program. Get with the program.
I'm a little bit frustrated here because I am repulsed. You know, I'm offended in terms of Last of Us, the miracle of life. You know, I'm offended as a lover of storks. I'm offended as a lover of Yoshi's Island.
Sure.
And yet, Sydney and I both, our eyes lit up with genuine joy at the realization of where you're going with this. The Vlasic of Us. I mean,
I gotta,
fuck you. You're onto something, man.
You're onto
God damn
something.
it.
I know.
I gotta come in as I would say, a connoisseur, a sommelier of pickles. I am a big pickle
You
girl.
live for the brine?
Live for the brine. Brine life. I have the sticker on my car.
She does have that sticker.
It says salt life and then it says brine life.
Wow.
I love pickles, all kinds. I try everything. I have a fear that I would want to eat the zombies. Can I eat them without being zombified myself? Because I think the temptation is going to be way too high.
This is one of the many things that will be explored in the game.
Can you eat
Can
them?
you eat them? Or, because in this game, what if you eat them instead of them eating you?
You're
You
hunting
become
them.
the monster.
Who
'Cause you
watches the
got-
Watchmen?
Who watches the Watchmen?
What if you get like a little bump of health, like 5%, like marginal bump of health by like taking a little bite out of
Taking a
a
chomp
zombie
here and
pickle.
there.
But then you're instantly doomed and you're going to get a game over like within the next 30 minutes from getting infected. But still like
I
have
mean,
that feature there just to have it as for
in
choice.
Divinity Original Sin 2, a
Yeah.
beloved game and a precursor from Larian Studios to Baldur's Gate 3, one game of the year awards. But Divinity Original Sin 2 and the original Divinity, the elven race, you can have a trait that you take on that is cannibalism, and by eating the other body parts, you regain health and you also learn memories.
I think we're on
Oh.
this.
I think we're really onto something.
onto something.
I love the idea of hunting the zombies. I like changing it up from the original Last of Us. We don't need another remake. We're sick and tired of that.
We're good.
Remasters,
We're
remakes,
good on
we're
remasters.
Man, I gotta give this 10 out of 10. The Vlasic of Us. I'm into it.
I'm with you. It's also a 10 out of 10. I do disagree though because they've already made The Last of Us already for PlayStation 5, like within a few years of Last of Us 1 and 2. So I disagree with you there. I think they should make The Last of Us again for PlayStation 5. Now that we're like middle of the way through the life cycle, and then again towards the end of the PlayStation 5,
Hey.
because like let's release Last of Us every 2 months, I think. And and then let's charge $5 more for each one.
And all
I
they
just
do
can't get
is
enough.
say give Ellie like a few more freckles.
No, don't mess with the game.
Oh, okay.
Don't change it. No.
Yeah, I'm truly excited for this. When do you predict it's gonna come out?
Same day as GTA 6. Rival release dates.
Oh,
Soon. It's coming soon.
right. Of course it is.
Coming soon.